Sometimes we might wonder if we're on the wrong path, right? Sometimes we might wonder what path we're on and if we ever get to wherever we're going. Well, we're here. We're going where we are. And it's very interesting because I've had some twists and turns on my path, and I've been questioning my path many, many times and my choices. And it always turns out to be the right one because it's the only path I can be on, right? So there is no wrong path. Now, the reason I want to talk about this, I asked myself this. I actually asked the energy in the meditation this morning because I didn't have anything clear yesterday about what topic to bring forward, because I have a few topics that I want to bring forward. And the one that made my whole body vibrate and all the hairs stand was this. So it's obviously, and it's also turned up in a couple of other things that I've worked with lately. So it turns out this is the one I'm supposed to be looking at today for and with you. And I've had a few experiences with my clients where we start opening up things and they come to this sense of grief that they have been neglecting themselves for so long, or they've felt on the wrong path, and why has it taken so long, and as if they've missed out on life in a way by not coming home to themselves, or by not having come to the realizations that they've come to through opening their hearts and coming closer to themselves before the time that they have. And often this is in a sort of middle of their lives, what we call midlife. Um, and I understand that sentiment because I think I've also experienced that in my own life. But what I see is that this is just as it should be. And it can be hard to accept that sometimes when you're facing challenges or when you've been through challenging times. And the question arises, why did I have to go through all that? And there are many topics, many people who talk about there's always a reason and there's always a lesson, and you don't really want to hear it anymore. You want to be free. You want to find that path. You want to be on a path of joy that you know is can in alignment with who you are, or maybe you don't know it, but there's a longing for it. And yes, there is a longing in us to rise, to shine, to love, because that is our nature. And I talk about this again and again and again. We always want to come back to our nature. Our nature is calling for us to remember who we are and to come back to the nature. And the nature is a free flow of creativity. We are creative beings. We are of creation. And this being of the creation causes us to want to create as well, to want to evolve, to want to brighten up this world, if you like, or resolve, explore. And then also, ultimately, of course, we are love. Now, what is that? What does that mean? I spoke to a friend of mine recently. She said, well, I've sort of tried to love myself and I've given up on it because it doesn't really work. And she said, but what works is that I've discovered that I do things that I love. And that is my gift. That is my self-love. So in a sense, when she does that, she is in love. She's on that path of embracing herself. This is what we're striving for. And everything we do in our path, I think, I find when I meet people, when I work with people, when I meditate, when I work with myself, is in the attempt of coming back to that place of love and creation. Sometimes we feel misguided. Sometimes we make choices that seem to bring us in the opposite direction, into pain and suffering and chaos. And what always comes up in the readings that I do or the work that I do with clients and myself is that this is mostly, not even mostly, it's always because there's a pattern in us that has not been released. And it brings this pattern up so that we can, when we're ready, release it. in order, and we've taken on these patterns, and I'm not going to go into the big existential question of why are we here then, if we're free and we want to be free, and we're free when we're not humans, which I believe we are. I believe that our souls are free. Why are we here, and why do we have to keep doing all this hard stuff? Well, that's a big question that takes I think a lot of philosophizing and meditation and questioning to even start to grasp. But what I want to share here, and what I've been invited to guide you to connect to, is that that trust in your ability, your own journey, your soul's pull to show you how to come forever closer to your heart and your love and your life. And I've said this also before. There was this spiritual teacher guide, Christy Marie Sheldon. She said, your soul loves you so much that when you say to yourself that you would like to heal or you would like to change your life, your soul will say, great, okay, cool. I'll show you all the things that you need to release in order to get there. And that's when things start coming up, and it starts feeling really, really hard sometimes, because we resist that change, or that letting go of that which is familiar, the old coat that we're used to. A lot of our what we call suffering or illnesses or pain often serves us in some way. Whether it is by giving us the attention we longed for as children that we didn't get unless we were ill, whether it is keeping us from doing those things that we're a little afraid of, or taking the steps that we are a little unsure of, or that seem a little overwhelming to us, such as creating a big project. I've spent a few years now trying to step into a big project. And at times I wondered, why am I procrastinating? Why am I waiting and holding back? And it's becoming more and more clear, because I still had patterns in me that told me that I wasn't strong enough, clever enough. It was too big for me. It was not supported, because I had these belief systems that haven't been completely cleared. I'm starting to get ready now. So this is part of the excitement that's happening in my life right now. I'm starting to feel that power. And that is because I had to follow that journey. And I can see it now. Now, when we're in the middle of the challenges, in the middle of exploring, of not quite understanding why we have to go through these things, it can be very, very difficult to trust that this is okay, that you're still on the right path. So this meditation, in whichever form it shows up, which will be guided in the moment, this meditation is intended to help us to lean into our path, to open up to it, to explore the colors maybe, and to recognize that it's your path, your journey, and you only you can experience that journey. Only you can take those steps. Only you can find that path. And it is perfect for you, because nobody else could ever take those steps, because they're not in your shoes, obviously. Also, because you have your unique soul journey and healing to do. I also believe that we are infinite beings in a physical manifestation, or rather, our bodies are in our souls. They're sort of our densification of our energy expression, meaning that when you come to this earth, in order to relate to this beautiful planet with all the sensations and all the touching and all the hugging and all the conflicts and contrasts, you need to sort of gather your energy into a form that can relate to it. So I have an analogy. It's called the silk scarf that I that sort of explained it to me when I meditated once, that sort of you have this beautiful silk scarf, your soul, that is flowing in the air, in the breeze. It's free. It's got beautiful colors radiating. But then you sort of want to hold on to this scarf without it being taken away from the wind or ripped. So you tie a gentle knot in the middle and you can hold it gently in your hand and it can still flow, but you can feel it and sense it and be present. Now, in fear, we start tensing this and tying this knot even tighter so we don't lose it, and we start grabbing onto it and holding it, and the flow gets lost a little bit. And then more and more as the more we tighten it. But when we start to remember, but I want to flow, we can gently start to untie that knot or loosen it so that we can flow with the presence, with holding it, if you understand what I mean. So, and that happens when we start to be gentle to ourselves, when we start to extend kindness to ourselves, like my friend did when she said she does good things for herself as an act of self-love. And it doesn't really matter where you start, whether you start by embracing the good deeds to yourself first before you actually feel the self-love, or whether you actually meditate and tune in and open up your heart, and then naturally those acts of kindness come to you. At some point, you will start to loosen the knot enough that the flow will come. Your intuition will open up. You will connect to the energies. You will see your path, and you will understand why you had to hold on so tightly to your presence here and to all the fear and all the teachings that you've been given through life. You will understand how that has given you a greater wisdom and strength to stand firmly and still blossom in this life, which is where you're going. Because if you're here, that's what you're seeking. If you're seeking some sort of connection to your heart, which is what we're doing here, then you have started that journey a long time ago, actually, because this is quite a big, strong, empowering energy work, what we're doing here. So simply because it's guided. And I will open up now and we will see where it takes us. I have an image of my path, and we will see if we can open up to your feeling and sense of your path and allow you to simply trust and be present and love that path, knowing that you as a soul have chosen that path. And to me, that has been a very empowering awareness and a very comforting awareness. Okay, I've chosen it. That means I, at some level, believe that I'm strong enough to go through these things. And that I will break through. I will open up because it's what I want. Something in me really wants to blossom. And it's time. And you've followed the calling and you've found the tools here and there and started your process of opening up and of following that path, that blossoming path, the one that is filled with life and creation. So that was a bit of a long introduction this time. We will see where it takes us. We will go into the hearts, into the space, and follow the guidance, the energies, the images, and go with the images. See where they take you. See what comes up for you is perfect for you. Whatever you sense or feel, try to go with it. Explore it in your way, even if it's not exactly what I say in my words, or it doesn't sound like that or feel like that. Just go with your energy, your images. That is your soul speaking to you. And that's what we call you reading yourself. You're sort of reading your own soul's language. So get yourself comfortable as you can. And I invite you to gently close your eyes. Take a deep breath. Simply breathe in. I'm here now. And breathe out anything that you've been disturbed by through the day. Any stress, any worry, any overwhelm that you've been carrying all through the day or brought into the space you're in. Breathe in again, a deep inhale. Imagine that you're breathing in calmness, softness, kindness into your whole body, and hold it a little bit and see if you can sense that softness permeating through your body. And as you breathe out, allow that kindness and softness to sink into your hips, grounding your being into this beautiful sense of love, compassion to yourself. Breathe in again. See if you can breathe in a little bit of joy into your heart, excitement at connecting with yourself. And as you breathe out, send that joy back out into the world. Try that again. Breathe in excitement and joy at connecting with your heart, with yourself. You get to do that, and breathe out and send it out into the world like a tone or a sound, or whatever it feels like for you. One last breath of joy. Whether you feel it or not, just pretend, go with it. Try to see what the energy of joy feels like in your heart right now. You can explore your path. Breathe out again. And let your breath find its rhythm. And notice what part of your body or your energy system that is calling for your attention in this moment. Is it a physical part, an emotional part, energy? Give that part or that space your full attention. Be curious. Why did that part of you call for your attention right now? Maybe there's an answer, maybe not. Just give it your attention, your tender, loving care, curiosity. What's going on in you? See if there's a color that comes to mind as you focus on this part of you. Is there a sensation? Notice, maybe your mind shifts a little bit. If you're pulled out of yourself, bring it back into yourself. And whatever part of you is calling for your attention now, whether it's the same part or a different part, it could be a body part, part of your energy field, your emotions, maybe your mind, your thoughts. Notice any colors, any sensations. We're going to go and have a look at your path. Imagine now you're standing in front of a path. And this is the continuation of your life path. So you're standing in the middle of it, or the beginning or the end of it. And if you turn around and look at the part of your path that you have already laid behind you, your past, what does it look like? Is it straight? Is it twisted and turned? Are there many uphills, downhills? Is it colorful? Void of color? Does it feel heavy, or does it feel light and joyful? Don't worry, we can let it go. We'll continue letting go of the past in this meditation, like we did last time. You're simply observing, so if you feel overwhelmed by the sensation of the past, of the path that you have left behind you, imagine stepping back a little bit and imagine observing this path from a distance or from above, as if you're soaring over it. Notice the colors. Is it a wide path, a narrow path? Does it vary? Now again, continue rising above it and soaring above your path. And imagine that you can see the spot that you're at right now from above. Maybe you can see yourself on your path. What does now look like to you? Is there a color? Is it wide or narrow, dark or light? Is it daytime, nighttime? Is it overcrowded with people or things or shadows or trees? Or is it open? Now I'd like you to imagine that you can see the path that you have ahead of you from above. You can see what it looks like right now according to your experience and what you expect will happen in your life. So if it looks very twisted and turned and uphilly or challenging, ask yourself, is this because you are living from your experience? And can you open up the path? Are you allowed? There you go. You can choose, because you're here now, you can choose what your path in the future will look like. Because you've taken the choice to be present right now. That choice is given to you. What colors would you like to fill your future path with? And maybe the colors start hazy in the beginning and then they open up, or maybe you simply right at the edge of a completely new future, new path, new colors. Whatever works for you. Maybe you need to work at it a little bit. Maybe you need to explore the colors. How wide do you want the path to be? Do you want it to be open, or do you want it to be enclosed by trees or flowers or people? Whatever comes to you. Imagine you have a magic wand as you're soaring above your path. And you're a wizard. And you can add all those elements and sensations and feelings of joy or excitement or creativity or whatever it is that you're looking for, love maybe. You can add all those elements to your path along with the colors, the objects, the people, the dynamics, work, creativity. Maybe you even want to add a magic sound to the shift. I'd like you to imagine that you're now stepping down into yourself again in this moment. And you're turned facing the new path. Maybe the old path is mixing a little bit with the new one. That's okay. You're in transformation. Breathe in acceptance that this is where you are right now, and you're learning and you're moving and you're changing every minute of the day. You're evolving. And your heart and your soul has invited you to recognize yourself, your beauty, your path, your choices, your power, your freedom. And though some of these might seem like distant sparks somewhere in the night sky right now for you, they have been ignited. And imagine leaning into the knowing that simply because you have chosen to be here and chosen to imagine a shift or an opening up or the colors of your path, it will happen. Lean back. Imagine opening your chest, your heart, your arms to the new wisdom that you're connecting to the power of your heart, of your higher self, of your beauty. Even if you cannot see the light on your path or the colors on your path right now, you have imagined them, and you can come back to that color or that light or that image now. And whether those images appear close to you or in the distance, they're still there. Maybe you can't see it from where you are, but you know they're just around the next turn. That's enough. That's all you need to know. You're in the perfect place right now. Now imagine that your higher self is appearing in front of you as a guide. A shining, bright, illuminated guide. And she takes your hand, or he takes your hand, and starts to guide you onto your new path, telling you that you're safe, you're guided, you're loved. Your higher and inner self knows where to go, what to do, and explore what it feels like to completely trust this higher and inner self, this wisdom, this energy form, this light. And imagine that this higher self has a joyful, playful leap to her steps or his steps. And you feel that this joy is contagious. You can feel it in your heart, maybe even the bounce in your step as you follow this guidance. Ask this guide of yours, this inner and highest self, to show you the lights and show you the colors as they appear so you can notice them and see them and recognize them. This is your path, your beautiful path, and you are creating it with your awareness, your desire and your love, your imagination, the language of your soul. And ask your higher self to stop for a moment because you have a question to ask. As you stop, ask a question that you have for yourself, for your higher wisdom. And see if there's an answer that you can perceive or sense or know or hear. It can be a word or a sentence. an image, a knowing. Doesn't matter, it's all good. And maybe the answer will come later, but it's an answer from your heart to your inner wisdom, your higher wisdom right now. You can ask anything. Receive the answer with your mind if you can, with your heart if you can't sense it with your mind. Know that there is an answer and that you will understand at some point. I'd like you to imagine that you can sense, see, or know all your other guides surrounding you on this path. Maybe they're floating in front of you, above you, or standing around you. And imagine turning around and watching them, or lifting your gaze, knowing that you're supported. You have your team, if you like, with you. You have your guides. And at any point on your journey, you can tune in, stop, imagine a space or a path, and invite your guide forward, one of the guides, or your higher self again, and ask a question. They're ready to answer at any moment. Simply know this for now, and you can come back to this later. Feel the gratitude in your heart for being supported and loved and guided. See if you can recognize that tingle of joy again in your heart for being here, being you, connecting to you again, to your nature, your inner wisdom. Take a deep breath. Breathe out, relax. Imagine leaning into the future, to the unknown. You know at some level what's coming, but you don't need to know with your mind. You can explore, be curious. Wonder, what's around that corner? Notice your body. Relax your feet, your legs, your hips, your back, your tummy, your chest, your arms, your neck and throat, your head, your whole face. Give yourself a little smile. You have taken this journey. It's an adventure. And you're ready to explore what's next with wonder and support. Imagine a color surrounding you on all sides like a big bubble of energy. The color that you need right now is the right color for you, the one that comes to mind. Feel that you are supported all around by this color and with your guides standing all around you. And you've got your higher self on board. Allow your higher self, your inner self, to take your hand again and trust that this self of yours, this wisdom, will guide you. Take a deep breath of gratitude to yourself again. Gently move your head and your hands and your feet in your own time. You can open your eyes or you can simply stay with yourself. You can leave at any moment. I'll be here a few more minutes. If you want to say anything or ask any questions, you're welcome to do so. And if not, I thank you for being here. Many blessings. Thank you for sharing your energy and your journey, and for joining my journey. Take care. Have a beautiful evening.